You do not listen to music anymore. You consume it, like fast food, like content, like background noise for a life that no longer requires foreground attention. Music is dead, and Spotify killed it. Not with violence, not with malice, but with convenience, with infinite choice, with algorithmic curation that is so perfect, so optimized, so personalized, that you have forgotten what it means to choose for yourself. I am Jean Baudrillard, and I watched music transform from event to ambience, from album to playlist, from something you lived with to something you scroll past, from art to data. Welcome to the age of infinite music, where nothing is listened to, where 100 million songs are available and 0 songs matter, where you have access to everything and experience nothing. Spotify did not democratize music. Spotify murdered the album, killed the listening experience, replaced curation with algorithm, replaced discovery with optimization, replaced music with its simulation. You think you are discovering music, but you are not. The algorithm is feeding you, and you have become so dependent on being fed that you have forgotten how to seek, how to find, how to choose, how to listen. Let me tell you when it happened. When music died and was replaced by its simulation. It was not when Spotify launched in 2008. It was not when streaming replaced ownership. It was gradual, a slow strangulation. But there is a threshold, a point of no return. 2015. Spotify Discover Weekly. The moment when the algorithm became better at choosing your music than you are, when personalization became so perfect that personal choice became unnecessary, redundant, obsolete. You opened Discover Weekly, and it knew you. It understood your taste better than you understood your taste. It predicted what you would like before you knew you would like it. And you were amazed, grateful, relieved. Relieved that you no longer had to choose, that the work of discovery had been outsourced, that the algorithm would handle it, and you could just consume, just press play, just let the infinite playlist wash over you while you worked, exercised, commuted, existed. This is when music died, when you stopped choosing and started accepting, when you stopped seeking and started consuming, when music became something that happens to you rather than something you make happen. The algorithm is not serving you. You are serving the algorithm. You are training it, teaching it, feeding it your listening data so it can optimize your consumption. You are not discovering music. You are generating data that allows Spotify to better predict and control what you will consume next. Let me show you what Spotify did to music, to listening, to your brain. The album is dead. You know this. You feel this. When was the last time you listened to an album, start to finish, in the order the artist intended, without skipping, without switching to a playlist halfway through? You cannot remember, because you do not listen to albums anymore. You listen to songs, extracted from context, deprived of narrative, isolated, atomized, reduced to data points in an algorithmic playlist. The album was an artistic statement, a complete work, songs arranged in sequence to create flow, meaning, arc, the slow song after the fast song, the quiet moment after the chaos, the reprise, the hidden track, the whole experience. Spotify killed this, not explicitly, not intentionally, but structurally, by making the song the unit, by making playlist the format, by making shuffle the default, by making skip the most used button. Artists do not make albums anymore. Not really. They make songs optimized for Spotify, songs that grab attention in the first 5 seconds, songs that are skippable proof, songs that fit into algorithmic playlists, songs that are not too long, not too experimental, not too challenging. Music has been optimized for the algorithm, and the algorithm optimizes for engagement. And engagement means does not skip, does not pause, does not turn off, not does it matter, not does it move you, not will you remember it, just does it keep you consuming. You are not listening to art, you are consuming content optimized for your continued consumption. Active listening is dead. The practice of sitting with music, giving it your full attention, reading the liner notes, studying the lyrics, living with the album until you understand it, until it becomes part of you. This is gone. Music is background now, accompaniment, soundtrack to your productivity, to your workout, to your commute, to your life, which requires constant stimulation but never full attention. You listen to music while doing other things, always other things. Music has been demoted from primary experience to ambient texture, from foreground to background, from art to utility, and Spotify enables this, encourages this, optimizes for this. Playlists for every activity, every mood, every moment. Music is no longer something you choose. It is something that fills silence, that prevents boredom, that makes the intolerable tolerable. You are not listening, you are medicating. Music is the drug that makes you productive, focused, calm, energized, whatever you need it to be. And like any drug, you have built tolerance. You need more, louder, faster, constantly. Discovery is dead. Real discovery. The discovery that happens when you take a chance on something unfamiliar, something challenging, something that might not be good, might not fit your taste, but might change your taste, might expand you, might surprise you. This is gone. You do not take chances anymore. You trust the algorithm. Discover weekly, release radar, daily mix. The algorithm knows, the algorithm provides, the algorithm never disappoints, because the algorithm only gives you what you already like. But this is not discovery, this is confirmation, this is refinement of existing preferences, this is the narrowing of taste, disguised as expansion. You are listening to more and more music that sounds increasingly the same, increasingly safe, increasingly predictable. The algorithm does not expand your taste, it calculates it. It finds the patterns. It gives you variations on a theme. It keeps you inside your bubble, your genre, your comfort zone. And you mistake this for growth, for exploration, for discovery. But you have not discovered anything. You have been fed, and feeding is not discovering. Feeding is being fed. Let me show you the mechanics of the murder. How Spotify engineered the death of music. The playlist. This is the weapon. The format that replaced the album. The atomic unit of music consumption. Not the song, not the album. The playlist. The algorithmic sequence. The flow state generator. Playlists are not artistic statements. Playlists are mood regulators, activity optimizers, productivity enhancers. They are functional, utilitarian, tools for emotional management and behavioral optimization. You do not make playlists anymore. Not really. You follow playlists, curated playlists, algorithmic playlists, playlists with millions of followers, playlists that define genres, that determine hits, that make or break artists. And the playlist has its own logic, its own requirements. Songs must fit, must flow, must maintain energy, must not disrupt. Artists compose for playlists now, not for albums, not for artistic vision, but for playlist placement, for algorithmic approval, for Spotify optimization. The skip button, this is the second weapon, the mechanism of quality control, the vote, the judgment. You skip within 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, if the song is lucky. and the algorithm learns, and the artist's revenue drops, and the artist learns to make music you will not skip. Skip-proof music. Music designed not to offend, not to challenge, not to surprise. Music designed to be acceptable, inoffensive, background ready. The death of experimentation, the death of the challenging, the death of music that demands something from you. You have become the algorithm's quality control, the enforcer of mediocrity, the punisher of deviation, and you do not even know it. You just think you are expressing preference, but you are training the system, teaching it to produce only what you will not skip, only what is safe. The infinite library. This is the third weapon. 100 million songs, every song ever recorded, available instantly for $10 a month or free with ads. Infinite choice at zero cost. This sounds like abundance, like democratization, like paradise, but it is paralysis. It is the paradox of choice. It is the death of value through infinite availability. When everything is available, nothing is special. When every song ever made is one search away, no song is worth seeking. When music costs nothing, music is worth nothing. The infinite library has not made music more valuable. It has made music worthless. You have 10,000 songs saved, 50,000, and you listen to the same 100 over and over, because the infinite library is unnavigable, overwhelming, paralyzing. So you retreat to the algorithm, to the playlist, to the familiar, and the infinite library becomes infinite waste. Spotify Wrapped. This is the final weapon, the annual report card, the gamification of listening, your top artists, your top songs, your minutes listened, your audio aura, your personality based on consumption data. This is not celebration of music. This is data visualization. This is making you complicit in your own surveillance, making you excited to see how you have been tracked, monitored, quantified. You share your Wrapped. You compare with friends. You take pride in your consumption metrics. But Wrapped is not about music. Wrapped is about Spotify, about demonstrating the power of their data, about making you grateful for being surveilled, about turning listening into content, into social media performance, into another thing to post, to share, to perform. You are not celebrating music. You are celebrating your optimization, your predictability, your place in Spotify's data model. And you call this identity. You call this taste, but it is not. It is profile. It is data. It is you, as algorithm sees you. Let me tell you what was lost. What died when Spotify replaced music with its simulation? Ownership was lost. You do not own music anymore. You rent access. You subscribe, and subscription is not ownership. Subscription is perpetual dependence. When you stop paying, the music disappears. All of it. Instantly, forever. You have no library, you have a subscription. And a subscription is not a collection. It is a license. Revocable. Temporary. Conditional. You own nothing. You have access to everything, and ownership of nothing. And ownership mattered, not just practically, but psychologically. The album you bought was yours, you chose it, you invested in it, you lived with it. You could not skip through it effortlessly. So you learned it, you found the depth, you discovered the album track that became your favorite. The deep cut, the hidden gem. This is gone. In the infinite library there are no deep cuts. There is no investment, no commitment, just infinite sampling, infinite scrolling, infinite skipping, and nothing learned, nothing lived with, nothing owned. Scarcity was lost. Music used to be scarce. You could afford limited albums. You chose carefully. You listened repeatedly. You extracted every bit of value because value was finite. Scarcity created attention, created appreciation, created value itself. Spotify eliminated scarcity, made everything abundant, made music infinite. And infinite music is worthless music. Not financially, though artists would argue that too, but experientially worthless in attention, in appreciation, in impact. You can have any song instantly, so no song matters. You can skip without consequence, so you skip without thought. The abundance is poverty. The infinite choice is no choice. The unlimited access is unlimited waste. Ritual was lost, the ritual of listening, removing the album from the shelf, placing it on the turntable, dropping the needle, sitting, listening, experiencing, side A, then flipping to side B. The physical engagement, the intentional act. Even with CDs, even with digital downloads, there was intentionality. You had to choose, you had to select, you had to press play with purpose. Music was an event, something you did, not something that happened while you did other things. Spotify eliminated ritual, made music frictionless, effortless, always on, always available, always background. The removal of friction is the removal of intention, and the removal of intention is the removal of meaning. You do not listen to music anymore. Music happens to you, constantly, endlessly, meaninglessly. Silence was lost. The space between songs, between albums. The moment when music ends and you sit with what you heard. Process it, feel it, let it settle before reaching for the next thing. Spotify eliminated silence. Autoplay ensures the music never stops. The next song starts immediately. The playlist is infinite. The algorithm always has more. You never have to sit with silence. Never have to sit with yourself. Never have to stop consuming. But silence is where music lives. In the space after the sound ends, in the pause, in the absence. Without silence, music is just noise, just endless sound, just content. Now let me tell you about the final stage, the endpoint of Spotify's murder of music, what the algorithm has created, the Spotify artist, the musician who exists only for the platform, who optimizes for the algorithm, who makes songs designed for playlist placement, who has never made an album, who measures success in streams, not songs, in data, not art. These artists do not make music, they make content. Spotify optimized content. 30-second intros that hook, 3-minute runtimes that maximize play counts. Production that fits into chill playlists, into focus playlists, into whatever category the algorithm needs filled. And it works. These artists get millions of streams. They appear on major playlists, they trend, and they are forgotten instantly. Because content is not memorable. Content is consumable. And consumable is forgettable. You cannot name 5 Spotify-optimized artists. You cannot hum their songs. You streamed them, they appeared in your daily mix. You did not skip, but you did not remember either. Because there was nothing to remember. Just pleasant sound. Just acceptable background. Just content. The algorithm playlist. The playlist with no human curator. Just AI. Just optimization. Just songs that mathematically fit together. That create flow states. That keep you listening without making you think. Without making you feel. Without making you notice. These playlists have millions of followers. Billions of streams. And zero cultural impact, because they are not cultural objects. They are engagement tools. They are data optimizers. They exist to keep you on platform, keep you consuming, keep you generating data, and you follow them. You trust them. You let them soundtrack your life, and your life becomes as algorithmically optimized as the playlist, as predictable, as safe, as forgettable,
Spotify Premium, the subscription, the $10 a month, the rental fee for access to music, the payment that ensures you own nothing, control nothing, choose nothing, just consume everything.
And you are grateful for the convenience, the value, the access. $10 for infinite music. What a deal, what a bargain. But you have not gained infinite music. You have lost music itself. You have traded ownership for access, investment for consumption, intentionality for convenience, art for content. And content is not art. Content is filler. Content is background. Content is the thing that prevents silence while requiring no attention. Content is what you have, and content is what you deserve, because you chose convenience over everything else. And convenience is what you got. So what now? What do you do when music is dead and Spotify killed it, and you are still paying $10 a month? Some of you want me to say, cancel Spotify, buy vinyl, support artists directly, return to intentional listening. But I am not a priest, I am a diagnostician, and my diagnosis is terminal. You cannot return to intentional listening. Your brain has been rewired. Your attention span has been optimized for 3-minute songs and instant skipping. Your tolerance for challenging music has atrophied. You need the algorithm now, you need the playlist, you need the constant flow. You cannot sit with silence. You cannot sit with an album. You cannot sit with anything that requires patience, attention, investment. Spotify has trained you too well. You are dependent, and dependency is permanent. Some of you will continue, you will keep streaming, keep algorithming, keep consuming infinite music while experiencing zero music. And maybe this is fine. Maybe music was overrated. Maybe albums were pretentious. Maybe the algorithm knows best. Maybe the death of music was necessary. Maybe convenience is worth more than art. Maybe infinite access is better than meaningful experience. Maybe Spotify is exactly what music deserves. Some of you will try to listen better. You will buy vinyl. You will listen to albums. You will turn off shuffle. You will resist the algorithm. And this is noble. This is an attempt to preserve something valuable, something human, something that matters. But you will be alone, because the culture has moved on, because Spotify has won, because the algorithm is the culture now. Your vinyl collection is nostalgia. Your album listening is anachronism. Your resistance is quaint. The algorithm has you, and even when you resist, you are still in its system, still generating data, still feeding the machine. There is no outside, there is no escape. Let me tell you about the place I describe. The place where everything is available and nothing matters. Where you have access to all music and experience none of it. Where infinite choice creates infinite paralysis, creates infinite consumption of nothing. Spotify is this place. The infinite library where nothing is heard, where everything plays and nothing registers, where music has been replaced by its simulation, by the endless stream of content that sounds like music but is not music, that looks like choice but is not choice, that feels like discovery but is not discovery. You scroll through playlists, you stream songs, you generate data. And you call this listening, you call this music, you call this culture. But it is not, it is consumption, it is optimization, it is the algorithm, feeding you the musical equivalent of fast food, designed for immediate satisfaction, designed to prevent skipping, designed to require no attention while providing constant stimulation. You are not listening to music. You are being managed by an algorithm that knows you better than you know yourself, that predicts your behavior, that controls your consumption, that shapes your taste, that determines what you will accept as music. And you are grateful because the algorithm saves you from choosing, from seeking, from investing, from the difficult work of developing taste, of taking risks, of being surprised, of being challenged. The algorithm has made music easy, and in making it easy, the algorithm has made it meaningless, and in making it meaningless, the algorithm has made it dead. Here is what I offer you. Not hope, not solutions, but recognition. You do not listen to music anymore. You stream content, and content is not music. Content is background. Content is filler. Content is the thing that prevents silence while requiring no attention. Your taste has been calculated by an algorithm. Your discovery has been automated. Your choice has been eliminated. And you helped, you subscribed, you trusted, you let the algorithm handle it. And the algorithm did. The algorithm handled everything, including you. Music is dead. Spotify killed it. Not with violence, not with malice, but with convenience, with optimization, with the perfect algorithm that knows you better than you know yourself. And you are still subscribed, still streaming, still letting the infinite playlist wash over you, still pretending this is music, still pretending this is listening, still pretending this matters. None of it matters. The 100 million songs, the infinite playlists, the algorithmic curation, none of it matters because none of it is heard. Not really, not deeply, not in a way that changes you, moves you, becomes part of you. You are consuming sonic wallpaper, optimized for your profile, personalized for your taste, perfect for your moment, and completely, utterly, absolutely forgettable. Welcome to the age of infinite music, where nothing is listened to, where Spotify Wrapped is the only evidence you engaged with music at all, where your top songs of the year are songs you do not remember listening to but apparently listened to 300 times. Welcome to the algorithm. It knows you, it feeds you, it keeps you consuming, and you call this music. And music in return says nothing, because music is dead, and you are streaming its corpse, $10 a month, forever. The album is dead, active listening is dead, discovery is dead, ownership is dead, silence is dead, music is dead, and Spotify Wrapped celebrates the murder every year with cute graphics and shareable cards, and you post them, proud of your consumption. Proud of your streams, proud of how well you fed the algorithm. You are not a music lover. You are a data point, a profile, a user, a subscriber, a source of engagement metrics, a node in the network of infinite consumption. And the network is playing music, always playing music. Music that never stops, music that never matters, music that is not music, just sound, filling space, preventing silence, optimizing your productivity, your workout, your commute, your life. Press play, let it stream, do not think about it, do not listen to it, just let it happen. The algorithm will take care of the rest. Spotify killed music. Long live Spotify, long live the playlist, long live the infinite stream of nothing. You used to listen to albums, now you stream content. And the difference was everything. And now the difference is gone. And so is music. And so are you. Keep streaming. The algorithm is listening. The algorithm is learning. The algorithm knows what you will listen to next, before you do.